Well, hello, one and all. I'm Bradford Becker. It's so great to have you with us tonight. Welcome to Red Barn Radio. We continue on tonight in our 23rd year of broadcasting with episode number 889. Woo-hoo! Woo! Yes. After years of performing around the country, Arthur Hancock and Shouse have made a lot of musical memories. Both enjoyed their time in the award-winning bands of Wooks, 23 String Band, and Wolfpen Branch. They are excited to continue making Kentucky Bluegrass music together and to represent their roots with some of the best musicians in the Kentucky scene today. They are right here before you on stage. We're glad to have these guys back on the Red Barn stage, and as we say, with such a fine group of supporting players. Welcome Hancock and Shouse to Red Barn Radio.
Thank you all. We're going to do one written by Chris here. It's called Throwaways. It's free on the internet if you like it. 1, 2, 3.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Hey folks, Hancock and Shouse are back at it, and they're back at it right here on the Red Barn stage for you tonight. These guys are excited to be releasing 6 singles this spring, starting this month. Arthur and Chris also recorded Arthur's father's song, Time, Old Faithful Friend of Mine. Hancock and Shouse are proud tunes ambassadors for Canned Aid that encourages music education and has donated over 3,000 instruments to schools in need. Which is great. And how about this band they brought with them? Cody Duggars here playing banjo, Owen Reynolds back there on bass, Katie Penn on fiddle, and Chris and Arthur up front. Great to have you guys here. Welcome back, Hancock and Shouse.
Thank you so much. We'll do you a song I wrote back a few years ago. This one talks about how I don't have a clue. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a head like a stone, I'm telling you, man, I gotta let that go. Gonna let it flow down through the Gulf of Mexico. You see the forest for the tree, you can feel the wind for the breeze. You can hear sorry for your pleasing, and so it goes. Well, she's got me by a string. She says she likes to hear me sing. Well, I'm gonna buy her a diamond ring, and this life will go on. We've been stuck out here for days, yeah, we need to get away and take it back to the good old days, man. This life is so good, I don't have a clue. I've been lost a time or two. I don't know my way, but who's to say that today might be the day. Oh, got a heart like a stone, I'm telling you, man, I gotta let that go. You see, it gets in the way of our loves and growing old. And it reminds me of a song, been in my head too strong. But I want you to sing along at the end of the day. I don't have a clue, I've been lost a time or two. I don't know my way, but who's to say that today might be the day. I've got a head like a stone, I'm telling you. I don't have a clue, I've been lost a time or two. I don't know my way, but who's to say that today might be the day.
Thank you so much, folks. Thank you to all the people out there on the interwebs. If you're out there, we appreciate you tuning in to the Red Barn Radio. We're glad to be here, and it's part of our musical journey to come back and be with friends and see friends on the internet. So we're going to do you one that I wrote many years ago, probably in 2018 or 19. And I was trying to write a song about how much I love this family and these people that put on a music event in eastern Kentucky called Kicking It on the Creek. And we actually rewrote some of it for the show tonight. So It's called Wolfpen Branch, and Katie's going to demonstrate how to play the fiddle real quick. 60 hours to the work week. Round here the thrills come cheap. Find us down on Ross's Creek. We're gonna have a time down the holler off B-Rock Hill. Cool water if you need a chill. Boys mashing apples on a mill. Barns mountain wide. Green kicking for the weekend. Folks are hollering on the way in. County girls in it all begin. It should be a crime. Oh, we gon' Wolfpen Branch. Little city like a whooped out ranch. Byron Roberts, he is the champ. Gonna have a time. Come on, Katie. Hunting agate on station camp. Found the killer, got her in the clam. Thanks for bandit with the drooping stem. This one is mine. Banjo picking on a full moon. Hear the whippoorwill as she swoons. Up all night like a wild coon. Just mind the shine. Green kicking for the weekend. Folks are hollering on the way in. County girls let it all begin. It should be a crime. Oh, we gon' Wolfpen Branch. Little city like a whooped out ranch. Byron Roberts, he is a champ. We're gonna have a time. Kicking for the weekend. Folks are hollering on the way in. County girls let it all begin. It should be a crime. We gon' Wolfpen Branch. Little city like a whooped out ranch. Byron Roberts, he is a champ. We're gonna have a time. With the Roberts on Wolfpen Branch. We're gonna have a time. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We'll do one I wrote entitled Alone and Insincere. I can't tell from the look in your eyes that you're intelligence, it was designed. All for being alone and being insincere. All for once I can decide that it's criminal for you to lie or cry. All for being alone and being insincere.
thank you. Thank you so much. We got some more original music slated for you guys. You know, sometimes in life, you try to do the right thing and everyone tells you you're doing the wrong thing, and then they end up making a bunch of stuff up about you, you know? So it happens out there in the big world. So I wrote a song about that, and it's a bluegrass song, which I like. So it's called Why Do You Lie? It'll be out in a couple weeks. It's the last single we'll be releasing. So Cody Duggar on the banjo, everyone. Thank you.
Well, that song could have kept on going.
Yeah, it makes you think.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't because of that. I was just getting into the rhythm of it. I was
Yeah.
just enjoying it. So why do people lie?
I don't know, man. It's that's for Wikipedia, I guess.
So I would think that you know, people do get into talking when their favorite musicians stop playing for a while and take a break, which is something you like to do, right?
Everyone does.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but everyone likes to, would maybe like to, but not everybody does. A lot of people just keep going and forget that they need to rejuvenate. Yeah. What do you like to do to rejuvenate? What have you been doing for the last couple of years?
Hanging out with
since I saw
Shouse.
you last. Yeah?
Yeah, and Shouse. Actually, today, you know, the internet's a powerful tool, and it told us that we have been friends on there for, 13 years? It's kind of cool.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. I met him.
Maybe longer than that.
I met him at Willie's. We had coffee a long time ago, 2012.
So was that back when Willie's was over there by
Yeah,
Loudon?
when I was up at Red Barn hanging out, too.
Yeah, right.
That good time in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 23 string band stopped in there and did like an impromptu show once, I think.
Which we
It
were
was
grateful
fun.
for.
Yeah, it was really fun. So it was a very good spot to play music.
And so
fun.
you were in 23 string band, right, Chris? Was that your thing? Did you?
I was one of the founding members. It was a collaboration.
Collaboration.
Collaboration. That. I don't know if that's a word, but it works. It is now. But
Yeah, of a bunch of us. Owen was in the band for a while too, so it was, 2007, something like that.
Huh. And so what did that band come out of for you? Was that your sort of original bluegrass project, or?
Yeah, I would think so. It was the first time that, started playing shows. I remember thinking that, man, if we could just get a paying gig, or play a festival, and then, let you keep raising that bar higher with your expectations about what you want. 2011, we won Rocky Grass band competition, and so that band just kind of kept on getting, more and more momentum as it was going.
Wow, that's a big deal to win the Rocky Grass.
Yeah,
thing,
the
right?
Wooks won that as well, 2014, 15?
It was a long time ago.
I remember when that happened, but I didn't know. So, 23 string band. I think you guys were on this program, weren't you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, a couple times.
Maybe. I know one time for sure.
And I mean, that's probably when we first
It's probably
met.
like 2010, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about your musical history, Chris. Like before you were in the 23 string band, or you founded that project. What were you doing before that?
I started playing in church. We went to I'm from Eastern Kentucky, and we started going to a little country church, and there was a guitar player there. There was no piano player to sing congregation songs.
And you were there. You were going there with your family.
Yeah, with my parents. Yeah, and my family. And then the guy that was playing guitar was a bluegrasser, so he invited me to bring my guitar because I was learning how to play. 12, 13 years old, and for years I sat there and just watched his right hand play guitar, and I just tried to mimic everything that he was doing. And then late 90s, mid 90s, I got into alternative, garage band music.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated college, I got one of my first purchases with my big boy job was a Martin guitar, and kind of got into bluegrass at that point.
What was your big boy job that you had?
Teaching. Yeah.
Teaching.
Elementary school.
Oh.
Yeah. So
How
I
long?
teach in Fayette County Public Schools now. I'm a 5th grade teacher, but this is my 24th year doing it.
I think I forgot that you did that.
Yeah.
Wow, 5th grade.
I did it all day today.
All right. Well, I was with 5th graders all day today myself.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have you always done 5th grade?
No, I've done a lot of everything. I taught music for a while in Estill County, where we're going on Friday. Arthur and I are going to Estill County Middle School to donate some instruments to the Cand-Aid Foundation, which is a great foundation that.
It's just Cand-Aid now.
Oh yeah, sorry, Cand-Aid.
So, why not Cand-Aid Foundation?
Well, that was just the structure of the nonprofit changed.
Oh, I gotcha.
So,
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, talk more about Cand-Aid and how did you start that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. When we went with the Wooks, we drove to Colorado on a whim. Didn't have a place in the band competition, and we knew that we wanted to participate. So we drove to Lyons, Colorado, and throughout music, you make friends and you have contacts. And a friend of mine named Charles Humphrey, who was playing at the time with a band called the Steep Canyon Rangers, invited us to come and be entertainment prior to Rocky Grass at a Cand-Aid fundraiser. It was completely cold, like we didn't know anyone. And we showed up and played music for the guests, and the Steep Canyon Rangers have been one of the longest tenured Tunes ambassadors, which raise awareness and funds for Cand-Aid. So we did the event, and then we won Rocky Grass, and then we just started working together. And that's been, almost 10 years coming up soon. So basically every project that I've ever been a part of since the Wooks, we've done work for Cand-Aid, which finds Title I schools throughout the country where music programming is being cut. And then they have a grant program where they give the music teacher a budget and say, get what you need within this budget for your school's music program. And in coordination with that donation, an artist, there's lots of Tunes ambassadors, maybe a dozen or more right now, that we're going to do it Friday. We're going to go to Estill County. We're going to play a concert and then give this gear and guitars and stuff to the middle school music program. Pretty cool, though. Cand-Aid has donated 4,050 instruments to schools. I texted Diana earlier to get the number. And
All across the country?
all across the country, yeah.
How
I've done
neat.
them in Colorado, California, Kentucky, New York City, all over the place.
So
it's really great.
these are not then just rural schools. These are just schools that are underfunded.
Underfunded music programs.
Right.
And,
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, and it's been a whirlwind, kind of just doing the work and trying to raise awareness. But artists that I've participated in, we've raised over $100,000 for school music programs. That's pretty impressive, I think.
I'd
in
say so.
time. So that's a lot of guitars.
Well, I mean, it's impressive, and it's also just a terrific gift to
It's fun.
young people, who might not have an opportunity otherwise. But so are there ambassadors who are acoustic musicians who whose emphasis is acoustic instruments, and ambassadors who are jazz players who
Absolutely.
who generate money for saxes and jazz instruments?
Yeah, there's a group, I believe Sunsquabi is still working with Candade, and they are like an EDM electronic band, and so it's
Yeah.
kind of the whole spectrum. And speaking of music in schools, Brad, you could tell who was my guitar teacher in middle school?
Whew.
Do you remember? It was you.
Oh. Whoops. I guess I was I was thinking real music teachers.
No, you
not-
taught me.
not
I'm on Red Barn now.
I do remember us sitting down and doing a couple of things. Then I think I distinctly remember you firing me
Maybe.
for a better teacher.
Oh.
But nah, I do remember that very well.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, 6th grade,
I know.
right? Yeah, and okay, so this is a great program, and I guess I'm wondering if when you guys when there's a school that say applies to be part of this, is that the way it works? Is it
It's kind of word of mouth, and music teachers will reach out, or Candade will have an artist touring through a specific area, and then they'll reach out to a school that qualifies and just be like, hey, guess what? These artists want to come perform for your students, and give them some equipment. And then you just set it all up and go make it happen.
And do you have an opportunity then to come back to some of those schools 3 or 4 years later or 5 years later and see sort of maybe what's come
What
of
happened?
it? Yeah.
Who got the banjo and whose life is over?
Right. Yeah.
No,
What
but
poor bastard got the banjo?
I haven't had any communication with students that we've worked with in time passing, but I always know that. And we did one in Owsley County where Chris went to high school, which was super fun. But the kids really enjoy it, and they think we're cool, even though we're just some dads playing bluegrass, and moms.
But the great thing is that they give the instruments for what the school needs. It's not going to be like, we're going to give you 15 guitars. It's like, what do you need?
Yeah.
Here's a budget. And I think that's really cool, because some would need guitars, some may need, different equipment. And
There's
that's great.
xylophones, there's keyboards, there's PA equipment. It can be anything that the program needs, so it's really cool.
Well, I
And
love
for me, it's also cool to support something like that and see it come back to my area.
Sometimes what I see in schools for musical instruments or instruments that can't stand up to the beating that a middle schooler is going to give to it. I wonder, like, do these budgets allow for replacement of some of these instruments, because they break?
They do have some stuff like that, and they do a really cool program now where they build ukuleles. They have this ukulele build program where you can get a group of people together at a music festival, or they did it at Healing Appalachia last year.
Yeah.
So a bunch of people built and decorated ukuleles that are then given to kids in school, which is great. So.
Yeah. So this isn't your only interest as far as sort of helping young people develop their interest in music. You also have developed a scholarship, and this is something I think that happened through your family. Yes.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about that some, Arthur?
Yeah, I was lucky to serve on the board of the IBMA Foundation, which is one of the charitable arms of IBMA, which is the International Bluegrass Music Association. And I was grateful to be on that, and talking with my dad, who was a longtime bluegrasser and friend of J.D. Crowe, he got together with some people And in large part due to his generosity, we were able to establish a college scholarship, the J.D. Crowe Banjo Scholarship with the IBMA Foundation. And every year it pays to a college student that's studying traditional banjo. So, yeah, I mean, if not for guys like Brad Becker or the teachers I had in high school or any of us, you know, growing up, we wouldn't be able to play like we do now. So it's really cool just to, because we all meet kids at festivals or at a gig where it's all ages, and then pretty soon they're taller than we are and they're playing, you know, the hell out of something. And it happens pretty quick. I mean, Cody's only 16, and he's sounding pretty good.
Yeah, well, I never got taller than you, Arthur. Hey, we've got Hancock and Shouse on Red Barn Radio tonight, and we're going to be back for some more conversation, but let's get back to some music with Hancock and Shouse.
This is a song called The Squirrel Hunters. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you all so much. We play a lot of music around Kentucky, and we don't always play our own music because it's fun to play lots of old bluegrass tunes and standards and fun songs about, you know, wild things in life, which we won't talk about on the radio. But here's a song that I wrote with a good friend of mine named Charles Humphrey. He was the guy that called me to do the Cand-Aid gig in Colorado, and he's a great songwriter. He plays with a band called, I'm blanking right now. Give me a second. I don't even remember, Charles, I'm sorry. Songs from the Road Band, there you go. It came to my brain. But Songs from the Road Band's great, and he writes a lot of songs, so we did a co-write on this. It's called The Best, and I recorded it country music style, but this is a bluegrass version from Hancock and Shouse. 1, 2, 3. E. Time in E. Yeah. So you mentioned it earlier on the show. Got a song, comes out in 2 days. Everyone's real excited about it. All 75 listeners. It's a really great song. My dad wrote it some time ago, and we started doing it. And we got to record some music here in Lexington with a guy named Jeff Myers and another guy named Dan Walicki. And it was a great experience. Katie came in the studio with us, and laying down this song live was a lot of fun. And it comes out Friday if you like it. It's called Time, Old Faithful Friend of Mine. Watch the tiny children play. They don't really know what they are facing. See them laugh and run away, running swifter through each day is racing. Time, old faithful friend of mine. When my first love left me here, alone and crying and filled with fear, you moved me. Took me riding through the years, left behind my grief and tears, and soothed me. Time, old faithful friend of mine. Time, with the seasons you have flown, your years have gently aged the wine. You've held me harvest seeds I had sown. Oh, time, old faithful friend of mine. So when the problems cloud your mind and you long to leave behind your grieving, if you can only wait, you'll find with the clouds, old Father Time is leaving. Time, old faithful friend of mine. Time, old faithful friend of mine.
Thank you, thank you.
Hey, before we get back to some more music with Cody and Owen and Katie and Chris and Arthur, I'd like to take a moment to remind listeners of Red Barn Radio live streams, both tonight's and on any Wednesday, remain available online for you to view at your convenience, along with live audio streams, compliments of WGAD.net in Central New York. Don't miss a single episode of this program. Be sure to tell your friends and share what it is that you like about Red Barn Radio. Hey, next week, Brennan Edwards. He's making a return visit to Red Barn Radio, and we are excited to have him here. He's a singer-songwriter based in the northern part of the Shenandoah Valley, and I was just not 2 days ago, I was right in his neighborhood. Brennan has been making a name for himself well beyond his hometown of Winchester, Virginia. His interest in country music began with artists such as David Allan Coe and Conway Twitty, but Hank Williams ultimately played the biggest part in the music he plays today. Brennan's also greatly influenced by bluegrass. He spent much of his childhood going to bluegrass festivals with his grandma, and his mother's 5 siblings are locally and nationally renowned bluegrass musicians themselves, all currently recording and performing in their own bands. Isn't that cool? This has been a big year for Brennan, and I will not be surprised to see this guy's career explode before we know it. Join us next week, and you'll learn lots about how this artist evolved into the accomplished singer, songwriter, and flat picker he's become in a relatively short time. That's next week in studio and on Red Barn Radio's live stream, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. Now let's welcome back Hancock and Shouse for some more music.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Red Barn Radio.
What's next?
We're going to do a song that I wrote with a good friend of mine named Darren Shoemaker. Part of Candade's fundraising efforts is we get to go, key word there, to Montana and play music and raise money for the Tunes program at an event called Trout Rodeo. If you ever see us play, you'll probably see me wearing the same clothes all the time because they're that comfortable. But this is a shirt from my buddy Joe Dilschneider out there in Ennis, Montana. And no, he deals in these types of clothing things, you know. But yeah, it's about hooking up a big fish and losing it because your net's not big enough, actually. So it's called Trout Rodeo.
1, 2.
Yeah. One day I was floating down the Madison, I was feeling mighty fine. Old Joey D had me hucking meat, and I was feeling in my prime. I was sticking, hitting holes with a handful of line, double hauled it just in time. Out from under a tree came a river donkey, and I knew he was mine. We were ripping through a rapid, and the brownie was a splashing, raising hell and making a show. And about that time there screamed was a piggy of a rainbow. So we're both hooked up, and we're feeling really tough, all thanks to Captain Joe. And as the fire raged on, it wouldn't be too long until we all would know. Gonna need a bigger net, boys. It's a risky game. When you're reaching for a hog and it's like a log goes bouncing off the frame, we gotta get a bigger net, boys. It's a crying shame. That big old brownie's water bound, the one that got away. Be great for the drift and always keep on dreaming every time you go. A fish, big or small, is all I want it all. If you call, I'll say let's roll. Life ain't all that hard with the river in the yard, wetting lines in the morning glow. We got the effective jeans, if you know what I mean. Hell yeah, for Trout Rodeo. Gonna need a bigger net, boys. It's a risky game. When you're reaching for a hog and the side is like a log goes bouncing off the frame, we gotta get a bigger net, boys. It's a crying shame. That big old brownie's water bound, the one that got away. That big old brownie's water bound, the one that got away. Trout Rodeo. You got this one.
Thank you. We're going to do another one here that's on this new EP that we have coming out. This song's going to be released here in a couple of weeks. This is one I wrote. I had a daughter that just turned 1 year old yesterday, Miss Eloise, and
Paterfamilias.
yes. And while I was there watching her as a tiny, tiny baby, you have a lot of time, but you don't have a whole lot of time, if you know what I mean. So while she was laying there, I was thinking of songs in my head. So when she would take a nap, I would run to get my guitar, and I would start trying to write these songs. So I got lucky and wrote about 4 songs during that time, and this is one of those. This one I wrote about my anxiety, called Runs Wild. 1, 2, 3. Trusted in your foolish lies, and you put me in my place. So don't hold me down. I've been here before. You can't strain me round. My mind runs I'm turning pages in my mind, the words they run around. See, I've been chasing them for some time, but I am sinking down. So don't hold me down. I've been here before. You can't string me round. 'Cause my mind runs Well, now, why, Lord, can I see this crippling part of me? And why, Lord, can I see where it all just escapes me? So don't hold me down. I've been here before, and you can't string me round. 'Cause my mind runs wild. Whoa, my mind, it runs wild.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think my dad's out there watching. Really appreciate that. We're gonna do one. I have a good friend from college named Dave Amsalem, and he's a doctor out in Bishop, California. And His dad was a big figure in all of our college days, as he was an amazing person and oftentimes life of the party. And he passed away a few years ago, and when that happened, I got together with my friend Christian Ward, who played a lot of music with Hancock and Shouse, and we wrote a song for Dave and his family about Mish, his dad, and I think about them a lot. You know those friends you have where you don't see them for a long time, and when you do see them, it's like you haven't missed a beat, or it's like he's one of those guys. He's a brother. So this one's called Never Postpone Joy. It's never been recorded, but we decided we'd do it for y'all tonight here on the Red Barn, so we'll give it our best shot. From streets of New York City, bottom of the sea, he kept right on running. He was flying free. Didn't fear an old black diamond. He could patch up his own wounds. The OG party captain with a mustache like a broom. With a family like a wolf pack, traveling far and wide, he kept right on loving till he made it to the other side. Didn't fear no big old great white. He could patch up his own wounds. Red, white, or rosy, always at lunchtime. Always sing along, even if you don't know the rhyme. Stay a little longer, even if you ain't got the time. Don't take good love for granted. Drink up all of your wine. Never postpone joy. Life might pass you by. Now our days are a little longer between me and you. It's up to us to fight till our time is through. And when our earthly race is over, at the party up on high, you'll find me surfing on a rainbow, flying through the sky. Always sing along, even if you don't know the rhyme. Stay a little longer, even if you ain't got the time. Don't take good love for granted. Drink up all of your wine. Never postpone joy. Life might pass you by. Never postpone joy. Life might pass you by.
Yeah. Well, hey, folks, these are some good songs.
Thank you.
I gotta say,
Thank you, man.
yeah, I'm liking a lot of these.
They don't always come, but when they do, we try and write them down.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. So a couple things that just come to mind. These are unrehearsed comments. So, first of all, so Throwaways, that's what you started off with, and that's one of the new ones, right? Okay, and Alone and Insincere, is that one? That's one that you've done before that you've been doing for a while.
Yeah.
What is that? What's that catchy hook in that song? What's the
The instrumental part,
Yeah.
or
Yes, that was. Yeah, I like that a lot. That was fun hearing everybody play off of that. You know, all the different parts playing off of that, and Katie and
It's like
Cody.
the ice cream truck.
It can
Yeah.
almost sound like you're very circusy, you know.
I
Play the
know.
circusy, Cody, you know.
Yeah. That's very catchy. I like that. I like that one a lot. And then Time Old Faithful Friend of Mine, your dad's. How long ago did your dad?
I think he wrote that song in the 70s or 80s. I need to ask him that, actually, but
Well, you can ask him. He's listening.
yeah, Dad, get on the group chat there if you can figure it out, and let Brad know when you wrote that. He recorded it on a record that he did, and it's such a good song,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's a nice positive spin on time because because some don't necessarily feel that time is the best friend.
Yeah, it's
My
scary
mother isn't
sometimes.
feeling like that, like it's her best friend at the moment. And then Trout Rodeo. I had to leave because I had to go visit a room out there right when you were starting that song. Did I hear you say river donkey?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, what? Explain. That is not a term I have heard before.
I think I generated that term. I mean, that's kind of like typical fodder for fishing guides, but yeah, a river donkey's just a big old fish, you know, dwelling
Like a bottom
under
feeder?
No, it's an active predator.
Oh.
You know, and it can kick. You can get bucked off a river donkey if you try and wrangle it. You know. So I like that song. It's fun.
So I had thought just following social media that you had given up music and had just gone to the professional fishing circuit.
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought
see,
that was what was going on with you.
The
for
thing
the
that I
last couple
try to
years.
do is I try to capitalize on people that love music who have good opportunities to hunt and fish. So if you're out there, Cody actually has bird dogs. I love to do that. I'm going Sunday to Western Kentucky to play some music for some hunters. Call me up. I'll be there.
Well, fun. How do you all decide when you come out with these? So you have these 6 new tunes. How do you decide how to roll those out? Is there any science to it?
No.
No, I mean,
Well, there was a
you
little
must have
thought.
debated it a little bit, huh?
Well, yeah, there was a little bit of thought to it.
We don't have any music out, so the quicker we can get them out, the better.
Yeah. You know, the whole landscape has changed from 2007 when I first started having a MySpace page and putting flyers on cars and parking lots. It's now became, you know, you have to be a content creator.
So, okay, so nobody's visiting my MySpace
I don't
anymore?
think
I was
so.
wondering why I wasn't getting any notes or anything.
I've not checked mine in probably 15 years, so.
Yeah, but go ahead. Yeah, you were saying, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the landscape is changing, and so you have to become very fluent with your social media and learn the algorithms and knowing what to do. And with that, also music being streamed, you know, you release singles now. That's the newest thing to be doing because
Right.
instead of releasing them all at one time and getting one hit, now we release
Not that
6
we're gonna get
songs.
any hits.
You know, you release 6 songs and you get a little bit of hit each time so that it will hit the algorithm.
Well, you have several hits already because I checked out the songs today. So
Yeah,
I hit
thank
them.
you.
I hit those. All right, so that's the new game. And then when it comes to video content, do you want to release a full music video? Like I couldn't help but notice today when I was looking at the music video for Lexington, that it was nothing but just a car going down Paris Pike.
Well, see, you know, when you play in a hillbilly
And that was all it
bluegrass
was.
band, Chris texted me the other day. He was like, "Hey man, you got any good video?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, give me a second." And I just held it up, and now it's on there forever. So
Well,
Right.
it's a reel. That's another thing that you have to do. You create these, you know, 45-second reels to get it out there. It's just, you know, there's a lot of different venues to get music from here to people's ears.
Yeah, Chris, I know that. Red Barn does that. We make shorts and reels
Yeah.
and stuff.
What's the difference between a reel and a short?
I don't know. It's, a short is real short.
But,
realist.
the thing with most of what we do is we want to play, even if it's on Sunday at Chris's house while his baby's crawling around on the floor. We just want to play. So if someone calls or we get the opportunity to come on a program like this, we're going to go do it because we're all local and we love to play music.
Yeah.
And the whole thing we do where we promote things, that's just kind of like trying to keep up opportunities for us to do what we love, play music.
Because
Yeah.
ultimately, that's we just like the fellowship and just the playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Fellowship.
whole reason behind it. Yeah.
Good church word.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great word, and it's a great word for getting together with people you love to do what you love to do. All right, so Cody, I wonder if there's a microphone that you can step up to. Cody, it's your turn.
Great.
So Cody, what do you do when you're not playing? If you wouldn't mind stepping up to that mic, we
yeah,
want to make sure we get your voice real hot.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're not playing banjo?
So I'm a nurse practitioner. I work in orthopedic spine surgery.
Oh.
Work with a guy named Dr. DePalma in London. Stay pretty busy there, so that keeps a lot of my time kind of occupied.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, but the title is
Nurse
a
practitioner.
nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
So that's like one step away from doctor, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
is it your plan? Is it your plan to?
No, I have no
okay,
desire to
so
go back to
you
school.
like nurse
Yeah.
practitioner
Yeah.
role, and so you when it comes to spine health, do you do much thinking about that since you play the stringed
is
instrument
horrible.
version
This is horrible
of
for
the
your back.
barbell?
Yeah, it's horrible. It's
Yeah.
horrible for your back. I'm like arching over,
Yeah.
because of this thing. This thing weighs like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we think more, when we think about the music, business and we think about the health hazards of the music business, we think mostly about sort of lifestyle things, right? The hours, the stress, alcohol, substances, late nights, all of that stuff. We don't think much about orthopedics. Mm-hmm. But you do? I mean, is it your intention to be mindful of that as you develop on this instrument, and are you posturally aware?
I try to be posturally aware, but when I am playing, for some reason I make weird facial expressions, and I kind of go into this.
Well-
it never works out. So I try my best though. But
Well, I hope our camera guys are getting some of those good
I'm
facial
sure they're getting
expressions.
I'm sure they're getting them.
Yeah. So, but I'm just kind of curious. Do you, when you play that instrument, do you have to be attentive, or do you get sore after you're up playing that instrument for 3 hours?
Somewhat it's attentive, but I think too, it's like you don't want to think about it too much. Like when I'm playing, I try not to think like this is exactly what I'm going to do, because I feel like it kind of takes away from it a little bit.
Sure.
You want to stay loose with it a little bit and try to improvise somewhat. These guys will tell you I never played the same thing exactly the same way twice. I'm
Yeah.
kind of do weird stuff and sometimes play in weird keys and stuff like that.
Well, that's why
I
they
try
like
not
you
to
to
be super attentive to it. I try to kind of be loose with it and
Yeah.
somewhat improvise.
Well, that's why these guys like having you in the band,
Yeah.
right? Because you're not going to play the same thing over and
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah.
Arthur, you had a sort of a, I guess you'd call it orthopedic, right? When it comes to, you had trouble with your extremities on a hand that when you played banjo.
Yeah, and that could have been from my back. It's a weird situation. It's called focal dystonia, and a number of great banjo players, not that I was one, have gotten it. It's an overperformance kind of neurological problem.
And is it like the problem that you have in the thumb, like referred pain? Are you saying from
it's
your
not
back?
painful at all. It's just my thumb won't coordinate in the way that I need it to. So
Oh.
I'm mashing on the guitar with this is called the power nail right here, and I play acoustic dreadnought bluegrass guitar with my fingernail.
And is that power nail? Do you put a little lacquer or something
my
on it?
friend Amy at Top Nail Spa in Hamburg.
Uh-huh.
I visit her every week, and we hang out and talk about the gigs that we have coming up. And but like, I'm grateful to Chris and all these guys, because I mean, some people might never know it, but it's been quite a journey to rediscover how to play when you love to play.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. And so before you had your problem with your thumb, and were you playing guitar already at that point in time?
Yeah, I started, remember, in middle school together with you. But
Yeah, sorry.
banjo became like my thing.
Right.
And Cody and I played a lot of banjo together at the Festival of the Bluegrass back in the day. And then it was in 2017 it started. And then I stopped playing and just started playing guitar. And it's interesting because, like, Chris played rhythm guitar in the 23-string band, and I played banjo in the Wooks, and now we're both doing something different, and it's a lot of fun, you know?
Yeah, well, it's probably a great learning experience.
Yeah, it's great.
Right, to have to anchor a band with a different instrument, which is very, very cool. Speaking of anchoring a band, now I'm looking at the song Squirrel Hunters, and I'm thinking about talking to Katie. Katie, can you step up to a mic? Is that mic okay, Ed? Yeah, oh, good. There we go. I wondered if that might be the case. That's all right. I don't think you even need to tiptoe. I think
No?
it's a good enough
So-
mic that'll pick you up just
All right.
beautiful right there. So, Katie, you were one of the first fiddlers I ever saw play. Even before Lucy started playing, I saw you out at the park. Out at the horse park.
I'm sorry.
But
Apologize about that.
no, it made a huge impression on me. It was beautiful to see it, and also, beautiful to hear you sing, and
Well, thank you.
you're multi-talented. And I wonder if you could talk a little bit about how you started as a fiddler. Did you ever get into the contest fiddling thing when you were a little kid?
I got into it. I did them. I did the contests. I started because my dad played pretty much every instrument up here, not professionally, but he just liked playing around the house. So literally every night when I was trying to go to sleep, I was hearing, Red Wing or Arkansas Traveler
Oh,
on,
so old
on
time
something.
tunes,
Yeah,
old time fiddle
on
tunes.
something, mandolin or fiddle. Wanda Barnett tried to teach him for many, many years. And he decided that fiddle was not the instrument for him, but he had a fiddle. So when I got to be, I think he first tried to get me to play when I was about 5, and I wouldn't do it. So he tried again when I was about 9 or 10, and he asked me if I wanted to try playing again, and my mom said absolutely not. So I said absolutely. I'm all about it. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's the entire reason that I play is because my mom told me I wouldn't be able to do that.
Tell folks about some of the things that you've done. I'll brag on you first. You've been an award winner at IBMA for your playing, and talk about some of the bands you've played with, including who you're currently playing with in addition to these guys.
Well, I started off, went on the road at 12 right off the bat with a band based out of Nashville, recording with, it was the Young Acoustic All-Stars. I played with them for several years. Actually took Michael Cleveland's place. No pressure or anything.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, and so played with them for a couple of years, and then went on the road at 14, I believe, and finished high school on the road with Dale Ann Bradley and the New Concrete Girls.
Hey.
Yeah, so I was ruined then. I was like, this is what I'm doing forever,
Yeah, yeah.
So much fun. All the other kids were at school, and I was, on the road reading my algebra book in a van with, other girl musicians. It was so much fun.
Well, there must have been some points in time when you felt like, this isn't normal. I should be doing.
Absolutely
no.
not.
Huh.
No. I didn't go to prom. I didn't get to do any of the normal. I didn't go to football games. I didn't do anything, and I loved it.
Oh, all right. All right. And back in those days, you probably didn't have. I don't actually know how old you are, but I'm
22.
Okay, all right, yeah, no, okay, so then this nixes my question. No, they probably didn't have you guys weren't going around with cell phones at that point in
No,
time.
absolutely not.
You probably had maybe a little flip phone action
Yeah,
or something
I
like
had
that.
a flip
but-
phone, and I think it cost $3,000 a minute or something like that. So, you had to have a limb hanging off before you could call somebody back in those days. So I was essentially out with the New Concrete Girls. My parents, they had businesses and stayed at home, so I wasn't out on my own, but I kind of was. And at 15, 16 years old, that's about the coolest thing that you could ever do.
Yeah. Who are some teachers that you've learned from as an adult? We think about those folks who shaped us when we were little kids, but then we forget sometimes about all the people we learn from. I mean, just even in our other music associations we have, who are some people you've learned with as an adult, some players and...
I mean, Wanda Barnett was my first fiddle teacher, and then she sent me on to Art Mize, who's here in Lexington.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think I would be the player that I am today without Art, because when I marched into his room there at, you know, a whopping 13 years old, like, I thought I had it all figured out. I thought I knew everything. You know, nobody could teach me anything. And I mean, he quickly let me know that I did not know everything. And I had a lot to learn. So he kind of whipped me into shape. And then when I took Michael's place with the Young Acoustic All-Stars, we became big buddies, and we talked on the phone. He helped me a whole lot then.
You and Michael Cleveland,
Yeah. I was not ready for that job when I got it, but I made it.
You weren't ready. You weren't ready for the rigor of it, or you didn't feel like you had the chops?
Musically, I did not have the chops. I didn't feel like it. I know still today that I didn't. I mean, it was all the boys. I mean, it was Josh Williams. You know, it was Jonathan Jones and Wade Butler and Joey Gibson, and some of them don't play still professionally. Of course, Josh Williams does. I mean, and Chris Thiele had just been in the band right before that, and Michael Cleveland, of course. Cody Kilby was also in the band, and I came in. I had been playing 2 years, if that, maybe 1.5 years, and all these kids, like, I'm pretty sure they started like the instant they were born. Immediately, like they were 2 when they started playing, so they had already been playing for, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, and I was just starting. So
what do you do when you're not fiddling? What are some other things that you like to do?
Well, now I own a business, actually trimming dogs' toenails.
Lovely.
Pet pedicures.
Okay, pedicure.
Yeah.
That sounds better. Trimming nails. So, and Arthur, you couldn't take care of Arthur's fingers?
I mean,
as well?
I could, yeah. I think I could probably do it. I actually do trim Arthur's dog's nails, though.
Yeah, Luna.
Yeah.
All
So-
right. And
Yeah.
how long have you had that business?
Oh gosh, I've had it probably 10 years now. It was kind of a side thing. When I had my daughter, before I had my daughter, I was playing music as my full-time job. And then once she came along, and needed to go to school and things like that.
Yeah, those things.
I had to kind of step back playing music full-time. And so I started doing this more full-time and playing music part-time.
And how old is your daughter now?
She's 11.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So getting up into that 6th grade territory, right?
She'll be going into 6th this next year, yes.
Yeah. And how do you like parenting?
It's a whole lot different than playing fiddle.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's the hardest thing that I've ever done.
It is, right? And then, but then it's also the most educational thing.
It is.
One of the most educational things that can happen in a person's life too, right?
Very rewarding. It's like, it's so strange because some days I'm like, it makes me want to pull every single one of my hairs out of my head, one hair at a time. And then other days it's you're just so joyful, and so, it's the most rewarding thing I think you could ever do if you survive it.
Yeah, right. If you survive it,
Yeah.
And if you're humble enough, right? Because
Right.
you're going to look at your kid a lot of times, and you're going to look at your kid and see yourself,
Right.
see how you taught them to behave.
Yeah, it's just constant. It's 24/7 worry.
Yeah, yeah, and joy too. Wow. There's lots to talk about more, but I think we need to get back to some more music. And we did not hold on there, Arthur. So I'm not going to call Owen up because I got a very distinct message somewhere in the bio material that Owen is content not to be part of the conversation. But I do want to say that while I cannot remember the name of the album, I did go and discover this week some really cool music. An album that's called Dr. Depressington's Little Empathy Engines. Okay? And I want to encourage you to go and check out Owen Reynolds' music as well, because It is very cool. It was a yep. It was a great week of music for me, listening to the new tunes from Hancock and Shouse, and also listening to Owen Reynolds. And what a treat it's been to have you guys here, and I'm glad that it's not over. So let's get back to some more music with Hancock and Shouse.
Thank you. This is one about our home city called Lexington.
1, 2, 3.
I've been up and I've been down, and I spent my whole life, boys, running around with the guitar in my hand, a hat on my head. I played for lovers, I played for the dead. Oh, take me home. I find solace in many a place, but without your loving, that was a race. Well, you told me that you loved me, you told me that you cared, and you told me that you would go anywhere. Oh, take me home. Lexington, take me home. Lexington, take me home. I've got a twin bed, I got a one easy chair, I got a blue coffee cup that says Kentucky State Fair. Oh, take me home. Now it's been a while since I felt the same of living in a full house without all the blame. We laid down our heads, we said with a smile, I'll see you in the morning, if only for a while. Oh, take me home. Lexington, take me home. Lexington, take me home. I've got a twin bed, I got a one easy chair, I got a blue coffee cup that says Kentucky State Fair. Whoa, take me home. I said Lexington, take me home.
Thank you. It's another original. It's a pretty quick bluegrass song. This one is entitled Take It on the Chin.
1, 2.
Well, I'm all stuck with my mouth open wide when you said what you said. Well, I'm far from the perfect man, but I need this like a hole in the head. You see, I'll sit up straight and I'll take it on the chin and I'll carry it on through time. You see,
All right, it's been a pleasure to be here today, everybody. We're going to feature Cody on an old J.D. Crowe number, which may have another cultural antecedent to J.D. Crowe, but I don't know it. It's called the Nashville Skyline Rag. You know, a lot of what we do, we like to get around and just play the same stuff over and over, instrumentals that we love, and this is one of them. And I'd like to, for all the people viewing this show, Cody's hat is Earl Scruggs' serial number from his banjo. So clearly, Chris gave it to him, and he may be a banjo nerd.
Well, there are many people to thank for our broadcast. First, Hancock and Shouse and band, our guests on the program tonight. We want to thank all of you for listening to our webcast, watching us on social media, and those listening to us on our growing network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio news leader. You can listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU. That's NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, You got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. And now, before we close out the night, let's bring back Hancock and Shouse for one closer.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
This one's called Nary. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Well, folks, that is all for our show for this week. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on the web on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. And it's always great to hear from all of you who listen to Red Barn Radio's archive performances on your favorite streaming platforms and our Red Barn Radio YouTube channel. Speaking of you listeners, folks, when you take just a moment to engage with us, your comments, your sharing will be one small step you can take to keep us growing and continuing our mission to bring roots music, Southern style to your neck of the woods and beyond. And now we bid you good night. Let's stick together, let's appreciate each other, and let's join up again for another great evening of music and conversation on Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker. See you next time.
Slating.